Welcome back, everyone. Rayce Robinson, your favorite Florida mortgage broker. So how many homes were on the market in 2007 and 2008? I started thinking about this. I had a client who I was getting pre-approved and said maybe they might wait for a buyer's market. And it got me thinking, what is a buyer's market, especially in real estate? So I looked up the definition, and the definition of a buyer's market is an economic situation in which goods or shares are plentiful and buyers can keep prices down. Obviously, if there's lots of supply, that puts downward pressure on prices, and if there's very little supply, it puts upward trajectory on prices. So that's simple supply and demand. No getting around it. At a certain supply, prices go down. At a certain level, inventory prices go up. Lots of factors that dictate that, which is not really what I'm going to cover in this video. I do want to do some comparison in inventory from 2007 and 8 to now. But again, in 2007 and 8, because I owned a mortgage company then, lots of 100% financing, lots of people upside down, lots of places for inventory to come from. And definitely a different market now where people are putting big down payments and qualified and have equity. But again, I like to go back to no one knows what's going to happen. There's no crystal ball. And when we transition, which we are, we're going to look at some of the numbers from one of the most hottest markets of all time as that pendulum swings the other direction. No one knows how far it will swing. But there's lots of stops between red hot market to crash called, red hot market, seller's market, balance market, buyer's market. And then I'm going to call a crash, which is just a made-up term, depreciation more than 25 or 30%. So these are headlines here that we are definitely used to seeing already, which is, two of three Florida homes on the market for less than 30 days, right? Homes, and this was just on May 24th, are selling ridiculously fast. Nothing's changed. You can see here 68% of homes sold in under 30 days. But now it's becoming a tale in two markets. Now you're seeing headlines like this right here. Housing market update. Home buyers regain some control as supply grows and demand pulls back. And one last chart here that I thought was interesting. This is a chart of months of supply, and it's expressed in weeks. So this line right here, this black line, is 2022. You can see across the nation, this is nationwide, we have about 7.3 weeks of supply. You can see in 2019, it was up to 23 weeks of supply, and this was still considered an absolute seller's market. So I wanted to take a look at the numbers. Where are we now, and where were we at during one of the biggest economic downturns of all time, right? It's only happened once in the modern era, 2007 and 2008. And let's take a look at where we're at now. Take a look at 2007 or 8, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts. This is the current inventory that was till the end of April. I did a video on this each month as the inventory comes out. And there were 2,077 single-family homes, 2,670 total sales when you add in condos and townhomes. But we're going to look at single-family homes. There was about 3,800 sales closed. And there was really, 3,800 sales. There was less than, maybe call it, 3 weeks of inventory on the market. I got updated numbers here through the end of May. And you can see here right now there's 2,880 homes on the market. So that's an increase. And these are single family homes from 2,070 to 2,880. So that means over the last month or so, we have increased inventory 30 or 40%. If there's 2,800 or so single family homes on the market, they show the sales every week. I kind of looked at that. It looks like we're going to have somewhere between 2,800 and 3,000 single family home sales for the month of May. So we're about at 1 month's inventory, which is really, really considered extremely low supply. So I was curious to think, and if you're a real estate agent, someone that's been through or involved with real estate since 2008, I'm curious, comment below. If I'm curious what because I don't have a crystal ball, how far you think this pendulum will swing, and where do you think the inventory would need to be considered a buyer's market? So this is a chart that I found here that I thought was really cool. This is basically, you can pull this up online yourself, inventory and stats from 2003, 2022, average sales price, inventory, months of inventory, which I think is the key stat we're going to look at here. And so if we scroll down here, I marked 2007. So in 2007, there were 24,000 homes on the market and 22 months of inventory. And you can see in the beginning of 2008, it shot up to 31 months of inventory. So that is crazy, 25,000 homes on the market. And then you can see as time went on, it started to fall, obviously, got to be more of a balanced market. You can see the months dropping from 6 to 8 months worth of inventory down to 5, kind of fluctuating. Now, I bought my first house, not my first house, I bought this house that I live in now in April of 2015. So I marked this. There were 11,725 homes on the market, 3.7 months of inventory. Now, when I bought this house that I live in now, I had put multiple offers in on other houses and lost them all. It was definitely a seller's market, and I ended up buying the house that I was renting just because I didn't want to deal with all the competition. So even at 3.7 months of inventory, which we're at about 1 month now, is still more of a seller's market. Real estate agents, my experience has been a balanced market is really 4 to 6 months of inventory. So let's call that 15,000 or so homes on the market to start getting to what I would call a balanced market, where houses aren't selling in a day, they're still selling quickly, but normal times it doesn't really favor any side. If you get north of 15, 16, 17,000 homes on the market, then you're going to get more in a buyer's market where sellers are competing for buyers. Buyers are completely in control. Prices could start to fall some. On up, if you got to like 25,000 homes again in 2008, then yeah, you're going to see prices fall a lot. So could we end up in that kind of situation? And the answer is nobody knows. So that pendulum is swinging. What Fannie Mae's saying, and I did a video on their forecasting, but you can see there they have their housing price index. They predict by the end of 2023 houses to be at 3.2% appreciation. So 19% in 2021, 10%, 10.8% in 2022, 3.2% by 2023. And so Fannie Mae, Redfin, all the major real estate companies, from the Board of Realtors to National Associated Realtors, all predicting that pendulum is swinging the other direction. Do I personally think we get to 25,000 homes on the market? No, because there's just nowhere, in my opinion, for the inventory to come from. Again, I can't give financial advice. This is no guarantee. But I said in many videos, to set your financial strategy up on a crash is a mistake. So really, it's just paying attention to the data. I had a friend ask me, Rayce, should I really buy a house now? Kind of like off the record, what do you really think? And what I really think is this, same thing I've put in many, many videos, which is if you're waiting for a crash, it's probably not going to happen. If you're waiting for major depreciation, it's probably not going to happen. Should you buy a house for fear of missing out? Absolutely not. If you're trying to buy a house in Oviedo, I live here in Central Florida, and there's 2 homes on the market, and you're now deciding to buy out in like Deltona, a 2-bedroom house, and you got 6 kids, if all these things don't line up, then yeah, wait. If you say you got to re-sign your lease and you had to make that decision today and there were no homes on the market, could there be more inventory and more options to buy? Definitely. Should you wait because you think housing prices are going to fall? Probably not. So really, if there's a homes that are in your price range that you're qualified for, you can afford, that fit what you're looking for, then yeah, you should absolutely be actively participating in this market. And if you're a first-time home buyer, this is definitely the time to be getting pre-approved, because rates are high. I think rates are stabilizing, or they are stabilizing. The Fed really, I don't think, can go much higher because I believe the unemployment's going to go up. So I think you're going to see rates stabilize in the mid-5. Those aren't considered really high rates. And as inventory comes in, a lot of these first-time home buyers are going to get back in the market, get pre-approved. And so now is the time you actually want to be getting into the game, at least getting potentially ready to buy. If homes, instead of where I'm at, like 2 homes on the market, there's 20 homes on the market as things get more balanced. So I'm curious what you think. Will we end up in a balanced market? Do you think we're going to head towards a crash? Or what's your opinion? So if you think this video is useful, like it. That definitely helps the channel. Subscribe. I'm going to keep looking at the data. Again, data's power, not emotion. See what the numbers are. See as they change. Inventory is definitely going up. I believe that trend is going to continue. So we'll keep taking a look. With that, make it a great day. and let me know what else I can do to help, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.